I want to speak to you tonight of creation, not by effort, not by struggle, not by toil, but by the imaginal act. For creation does not begin in the outer world. It begins in silence, in the unseen chambers of the mind. Man, believing himself to be a creature of circumstance, looks outward for change, for evidence, for confirmation. But I tell you, all that you see is only the echo of what was first assumed in imagination. There are two ways by which man brings forth that which he desires. Both are lawful, both are powerful, and both are given freely to you. Whether creation comes through a single imaginal act, so vivid and charged with conviction that it leaves no room for doubt, or by persistent assumption, it is always imagination that forms the mold. The outer world is clay, but your inner speech, your inner vision, is the hand that shapes it. So tonight I ask not for your belief, but for your willingness to remember what you already know. For I am not here to convince you. I am here to stir your memory. I tell you, man creates in two ways. The first way is this: a single act in imagination. Not a wish, not a plea, but a decree forged in certainty. So vivid, so final, it brands itself upon the unseen and tears the fabric of the unreal. In that moment, what was once locked in the unseen breaks its bounds. The veil is torn, separation dissolves, and the outer, blind and slow, begins to shift. That moment is not imagination, it is creation. That scene, once accepted in the sacred inner rest, is planted deep in the foundation of being. And from that moment on, it is sealed, it is done. It does not matter what the senses say. It does not matter what the world shows. That imaginal act, felt with such unwavering conviction, has already taken root in the unseen, and now the outer world must conform. Like a seed placed in the unseen realm, it moves in silence. But what stirs beneath cannot be stopped. It is already becoming. A single moment of vivid, living imagination. It need not be repeated. Once accepted as fact, it shall move mountains, and all the efforts of man will be as nothing before it. There is another way. The world may teach effort, that results come by striving, by struggle, by force. But imagination responds only to persistence, to what is accepted and remained in, regardless of emotion. It is not effort that stirs the unseen, but what you return to with constancy. You are not called to force the fire. You are not meant to stir the heart by strain. You are simply asked to revisit steadily until what was imagined becomes familiar. Just revisit the scene. So often it greets you before you call it. Not once, but until it settles. Until doubt loses its voice. Until urgency dissolves. Until your assumption becomes your atmosphere. Until you simply know and need nothing more. And in that stillness it takes root. Do not chase feeling. Do not wait for fire. Assume and remain. And what is imagined, repeat it. Return to and inhabit it. Takes root in the unseen and rises without fail. For repetition is the seed. Even without intensity, a scene nurtured in the imagination leaves its trace. What is formed inwardly begins to resound in the depths. The subconscious does not argue, it yields, and in its appointed hour it reflects. What you dwell in imagination becomes the tone of your being, and from that tone, your world is tuned. If signs are slow, do not waver. You are sowing, and every seed planted in faith must bear fruit. The Lord does not ask for fire. It does not wait for feeling. It responds only to what is accepted as real. Once the assumption is received and rested in, creation begins. For what is claimed by the inner man must be clothed in form. So assume and assume again until the line between memory and imagination fades. When the scene feels known, not longed for, creation has already begun. What feels native to the inner man must be echoed by the outer. So whether your creation begins in certainty, made flesh, or is forged through faithful return, it is your inner speech holds the key. Appearance does not precede assumption, it follows it. You are not waiting on the world is waiting on your assumption. So choose the scene, accept it fully, or return to it until it feels like memory. For what you hold as true within must become your world. And when it feels like remembering, not imagining, it is done. So whether your creation begins in fire, a single moment charged with living certainty, or through the persistent rhythm of return, know this, it is done. I tell you, do not be shaken by appearances. Do not measure the invisible by the timeline of the scene. The world is not the proof. Your inner knowing is. If doubt rises, return. If fear whispers, return. If nothing seems to move, still return. You are not asked to perform. You're only asked to accept. And in that acceptance, in that unseen act, you have already touched the cause of all things. Remain where your wish is already fulfilled. Remain not in waiting, but in knowing. For the moment you dwell in the end begins to dwell in you. And soon, what once seemed still and unshaped will rise. For the world cannot long remain blind to what has already taken root in the depths of your being. To find that what once lived only in you has stepped forward into form.